All right, so we are looking at the DXY, and we're coming into the week of rates. We're raising rates this week, or the Fed is raising rates this week. And so we are expecting some volatility for sure. It's coming into this 50 EMA where we have had some reaction already. So we are expecting some type of movement this week, definitely. Not only is the USD raising the rates, GBP, and the Euro also raising rates. So we got a lot of movement going on this week fundamentally, and we're at a spot technically where we should see some movement. So let's go to the daily. And when we come to the daily, you can see we are in a technical area where the market has moved before, right? We have seen a lot of reactions here. We see some bearish reaction. Then we break through, react, and now we're back in it. So we know with zones, it can break a little bit and then go back above it. We're not just expecting it to hold right here. In fact, I do want it to make one more move to the downside to fake everyone out. So let's go into the 4-hour and kind of see what we're looking at. So we are below the 50 EMA on the 4-hour. Market has been making lower lows for quite some time as the interest rates are getting a little bit, or as the inflation is getting a little bit better. But we'll see how long that holds. We do have inflation this week as well, so a lot of news. But you can see the market started to form somewhat of a reversal pattern. And if we can make one more touch down here at the bottom of this channel, I do want to take a shot to the upside because there's going to be so much news. There's going to be so much opportunity this week. I think a fake move down is possible, and then we'd start to see this start to move up. Now, if the market does go ahead and make a fast move to the upside, that's probably going to be fake as well. So we can maybe watch for this channel to hold and then come back down. So there's kind of two spots that I want to watch for the dollar. It's going to be up here and down here for the channel to hold or the channel to fold. Not really, just hold on both sides. And if we're wrong, then we're going to see this high break and we'll be bullish on the dollar. So it's very simple on the dollar this week. We're really looking for this area to hold and then this area to hold, or simply this area to hold. And then we would not be playing that. We'd be just looking for this to continue. Okay. So very much going to be a lot of volatility this week. So you got to watch out for that, and maybe half risk just because of the news, right? When news comes, technicals, you can have an idea, but it's either going to make or break your technicals so quick. So, okay. So for the euro, the British pound, the Australian dollar, the Swiss franc, and the yen, I want all of them to do one more move to the upside and then a move down. Okay, they all have a rising wedge divergence pattern. Okay, this one, I didn't draw the wedge, but you can see how it's just kind of rising. The momentum is falling. So we're waiting for the market to make one more move up, kind of take liquidity and then drop. So same thing here, one more move up and then drop. Now, a lot of times I feel like I'm a little too patient with the market and it will make the move that I want it to, a swing move that I want it to before it gets there. And that's okay. If it does do that, I feel like it's going to do it on the yen if that's the case. And it would just kind of stop at like a swing area instead of kind of taking the liquidity, maybe stopping right here and then just dropping off. If the market does do that, which would basically look like the dollar ultimately just moving up really fast, then we'll have to change our bias. But for now, I'm waiting for all of the other currencies to make one more move up and then a move down. Okay, here is gold, and gold has been moving up quite well lately, but I do see major divergence coming in on gold. And so once it gets up to this 1850 area, I'm definitely going to be looking for it to fall as it is starting to create this rising wedge pattern. And I'm starting to see 3 waves. So 1, 2, and if it makes one more here, that's going to be my indication for it to correct back down into the 50 EMA. So let's go down to the 4-hour to see if we can get some more confirmation. Now, just like I said with the yen or some of the other currencies, it could stop right here and start to swing down. And if it does do that, then we'll have to adjust. But if we make this move down, we'll probably will see another wave. But we're waiting for it to come up into this 1850 area and then start to sell off. And a good confirmation for that is silver. So we have silver at the 78.6 swing, approaching the 78.6 swing. And if it can get there, it will also line up with a divergence fib that I like to look at up here at 2450, basically. So that lining up along with gold lining up for possible divergence move, very good confirmation for this to drop. You can see the momentum has just been sliding off ever since this market has been making higher highs. So I do think once it gets up here, we'll at least see a correction reaction. All right, the indices. We're looking at the VIX first. The VIX kind of gives me a good gauge on where the indices could go, and the VIX is starting to move up in this demand area like we thought it was going to last week. And so we're pretty much looking for bearish opportunities on the indices. The only thing that I could see that prevents the indices from making a lower low this week is if this creates some form of divergence here. If that's the case, then we will see one more higher high on the indices, but that will be it. That will be it. This will most likely stop here, pause here, and make another move up. I'm expecting it to make another move up anyway, and I'm going to take that risk regardless. So I'm going to expect this to possibly just do this. Hold this high or lower low and create a higher low, and then create a higher high, breaking this structure. So I'm expecting a move up on the S&P or on the VIX this week, which would bring the S&Ps down. So that would be the scenario if it does make that, if the VIX makes a lower low, but I don't think it's going to. So this is what I'm going to be playing this week on the S&P. We'll go to the 4-hour, and if it decides to just roll over like this, which it almost looks like it could, if it decides to do that, then we might take a look at this. But hopefully it holds here and we get an opportunity to short here at the 78.6. It looks like a very clean head and shoulders coming into a supply area. So it just makes sense. Everything makes sense here to take a good opportunity, a good swing to the downside. And if you can see, when I adjust the volume, we have a lot of volume coming in right here where we are. And then there is not a lot of volume down in here. Let me get a little bit more price into the game. So when we're looking down in here for this, what I like to see on areas that move fast, you see this moves fast every time price gets to about right here. Okay, we got to move fast, 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 fast. So when it gets right here, it's probably going to move fast again. Just something to take note of and something to watch. The other indices as well, I'm focusing on S&P this week, but the other indices have the same look. We're looking for those to drop.